Hi, I'm Nicole Oman.
And I'm Ryan Oman.
And we are the Empowering Omens. And we are here on Saturday with Insightful Saturday. This is a whole day dedicated to the third eye chakra,
Also known as Ajna. There's a few different interpretations of the word Ajna in Sanskrit. One is to perceive. Another one is infinite power. This is a very powerful chakra. Yeah, this one's like it always reminds me of Alice in Wonderland falling down the rabbit hole. That's what this particular chakra reminds me of.
Well, this one makes me really see or feel into that one mind, because with the third eye, we have the brain, right? But the third eye is not part of the brain. The actual physical manifestation of the third eye in the body is connected to the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is not actually a brain cell. It's not from brain cells. It's a gland. It's actually coming from more of the lymphatic or limbic. Which one?
That's a good question. I always get those two confused. But the important thing is that the hormones that are released from the lymphatic system and from the pineal gland are very powerful. And one in particular is known as DMT. And DMT is a substance found in all creatures. It's released at the time of birth, at the time of death, and anytime you're in a dream state. Obviously, there's more artificial ways to release DMT. You can smoke it, or you can
ingest it.
You can ingest it. You can do it through ayahuasca. So there's a lot of different ways to activate DMT. But generally speaking, most people could agree that if you've had a DMT experience, it does feel a lot like lucid dreaming. And the third eye chakra is all about the dream state or the subconscious.
And we could get this sight when we decalcify our pineal gland, and you can look up decalcifying your pineal gland on Google. A lot of cleanses will help you do this. And the more that we have access and the more that our pineal glands are healthy, you will end up secreting more DMT and having bigger or better states of dreams and high visuals when you're meditating.
Now, for me, this is not necessarily my favorite chakra, and it's not that I have favorites or not favorites, but I do have chakras that I feel like I struggle with more than others. This particular chakra has always been a little tough for me because I feel like I'm one of those people who tend to fall down the rabbit hole. A lot of my spiritual practice has actually been helping me to cultivate an ability to find the stairs, so I can go down the rabbit hole without falling. And a lot of that is wrapped around fear for me. And this particular chakra is one of the ways that indicates that it's out of alignment or out of balance is if you experience a lot of fear, anxiety, nightmares. That could be because your third eye chakra is not quite in alignment.
Oh, that's good to know. And it's also really good to know why we shut those fears down, or why we have fear and why we shut this down. And a lot of us, and I'm gonna guess a lot of us that are watching this, that we were either really imaginative children, and imagination is connected to our psychic abilities. And so when you have a gift as a young child where you can sense or see through the veil, and we didn't have parents that could help us cultivate that or feel protected or shut it down, or even us, because we could not understand the unknown, we shut it down, we calcify our own pineal gland or shut down that energetic center so we don't see those things anymore. So we have that kind of false sense of security, like they're not there anyway. But, if we allow this to open, and we allow it to open on our terms and let go of that fear, you can find a state of empowerment with your psychic abilities instead of that state of the fear of unknown. And I really do feel like if this is shut down, we have a deep fear of the unknown, because we're not seeing clearly.
Yeah, and I think the unknown is a great thing to bring up. It's because very few of us are actually afraid of the dark, but those of us who are, usually when you flip the light on, you see all the things that you thought you were afraid of, and they end up being nothing, right? When we're kids, we've always had that jacket hanging in the corner with the lights off. We swear it was an evil clown that was going to jump out of the corner and get us. As soon as we turn the lights on, oh, it was just a jacket. So I think that a lot of working with this chakra is about allowing the fog of the unknown to be okay, and knowing that eventually, if you allow yourself to see the things that you're afraid of, they won't be as scary as you think they truly are.
And that might be a deeper sight, not just with these eyes,
Right.
but with a deeper sight, a deeper knowing, a deeper connection. Because we want to get past the fears of the small mind and go right into that center point where we see beyond duality.
Right.
The right and the left hemisphere of the brain is duality, right?
Absolutely.
So if we can get right in that center place, we surpass duality, we see into the greater sense of oneness of all things. And anytime I've connected to that feeling or that understanding of that enlightenment or having an enlightenment experience, I am not afraid of right and wrong or good and bad, not in a morality way, but in an understanding that things that look bad to us might be our greatest gift. And what might be good might be our ultimate downfall, right?
Sure.
And so that enlightenment or that third eye gives us this awareness of being centered, being neutral, being open, being aware, and just having an awareness and not labeling, because the mind wants to label good, bad, right, wrong, black, white, light, dark. But this pineal gland is saying, or the third eye says, it's neutral.
Right.
It's both.
And you know
it's neither.
The actual dark and the light is part of the third eye chakra. The third eye does have dominion over the dark and the light, which I find really interesting because each chakra tends to be either a singularity or a polarity. And I feel like the sixth chakra or the Ajna or third eye chakra is one of those polarized chakras. Also the heart chakra is polarized, and even the sacral chakra is polarized. There seems to be a duality in those three chakras. The other four,
it's the even numbers, 2, 4,
Yeah.
6.
There you go. And the other ones are odd numbers, so they tend to have a more of a singularity effect. So this is something I'm still researching and playing around with. But it definitely brings to note the idea of the dark and the light, and the idea that if you have true vision, you can see clearly that there isn't necessarily a good and evil perspective. It's more of, it is more of a perspective. Whether dark feels evil or light feels good, it's more of a perspective shift in order to see the holistic or the whole.
The balance, that yin and yang type of thing.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of interesting that those chakras, because those are kind of the ones of balance of the masculine and feminine and the heart. Yep. And this. And they keep showing me the right and the left side of the brain. Those hemispheres really kind of
dancing.
Yeah, dancing, and also sometimes pull on us.
Yeah.
Right? Your logic and your creativity.
Sure.
Your masculine, your feminine, all those things, right? So it's can we live in that center point? And if you can find that center point, that's the sweet spot.
Absolutely. So when we get into our meditation today, we're going to ask you to go a little bit deeper. I definitely suggest you close your eyes for this one. That way you're going to allow that third eye to open up. Some people will even tell you to adjust your vision as though your eyes are looking up right here between the eyebrows. You might want to imagine like if a bug landed on your forehead, you can feel it there so that it'll direct the eyes in that direction, but you want to close them. And I find that when I do that during my meditations, it really does have an impact on opening up that third eye chakra and allowing for visions to make their way into my psyche. So as we're doing that, I want you to concentrate again, as we always do, breathing in a thought and then exhaling a feeling. And so for me today, I'm struggling a little bit with this one. I would say the thought that I'm going to bring is I see. And then beauty. I think I'm going to go with I see beauty. And I'm just going to allow that to be my little dipping my toe in the water of the third eye chakra.
So if you see me right today, I have the pendulum going and I'm helping us all clean. My intention is to kind of allow the energy to start coming through that and moving past any distortion that we might have and fear that we might have that's blocking us from really having access to our third eye. Yeah,
and I actually, before we do these videos every day, I always sit with the bowls and I have my own meditation. And then I had a vision today, or a thought actually, of the sound that is incorporated with the third eye is the sound sham, which I found very interesting because there's the term shaman. And a shaman is somebody who really steps into this third eye realm and sees the visions that needs to be seen for whether it's an individual or a village or a group of people. Their job is to go into this unknown, into this subconscious, and come back with the elixir or the answer to whatever problems ail them. And I thought it very interesting that the word sham, or the sound sham that is related to this chakra, is actually the first part of a shaman.
That's very interesting. And me, I do shaman work, and so when I'm in ceremony or I'm with my client, what they begin to do, they always say that I have this gaze. They're like, "Oh, it's the Nicole gaze," and they feel very vulnerable. It's because I have a sight, and when you really get in touch with this third eye, you get a sight where you see beyond what's going on physically or what they think is the issue, and you see right through them and into the actual problem. And that's such a beautiful thing with this third eye, is you can see beyond the surface and see into what's really happening with you or other people. Maybe you can even have these awarenesses of where you're blocking yourself.
Yeah, see beyond sight, just like Lion-O from Thundercats.
Wow, we're taking it back old school.
He did. He would hold the sword up like this, and it would go around his eyes, and he would be able to see things.
That's I don't remember that.
Yeah, and the sword had an eye in the middle of it. It was called the Eye of Omens, or the Sword of Omens, I believe. But there was the eye.
That's kind of cool.
I know, right? And the eye, it was a cat's eye.
We are the Sword of Omens.
Exactly. And he would hold it up to his head, and it was like binoculars for the third eye. So, anyways, I'll leave you on that Lion-O note before we get into this.
All right, everyone.
All right, guys. So close your eyes and allow yourself to either fall down the rabbit hole or take the stairs.
Stay in a place of stillness of the mind. That's where you connect to the greater vision of the third eye. Take a deep breath in and bring this stillness into the rest of your day. And it is so.
It is so. It is so. It is so. It is so.
I was seeing that it's funny because the pendulum was going and then it switched directions, and then I went right into stillness.
Oh, wow.
About the fourth or fifth breath, I went into stillness. So if you're needing some stillness in your actual physical mind, do that meditation again and see if you can find that pinpoint of just nothingness.
Nothing. Yeah. So guys, tomorrow is Spirit Sunday. We're going to do the crown chakra, or the final chakra in all 7 chakras, or the main chakras. And we would love for you guys to join us. So
we will be on Facebook tomorrow. So if you want to join it, it's Nicole Brightfeller Omen, or you can look up the Golden Collective. It will be up there as well. So just type in the Golden Collective and you'll find the web or the main page for that. Also, if you would like to join the Golden Collective, we have a subscription-based network where we do daily guidances daily, and we do a weekly guidance that kind of gives you that whole theme for the rest of the week, and we give you daily prompts to help you really work with the energies. So if you're interested in being in this beautiful community of supported, like-minded, souled, and spirited beings, please join us, and there will be a link below so you can join us on that. Also, make sure you subscribe to our videos and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. Namaste.